Good morning, everybody. Our lesson today is in grammar, and it's entitled Comparative and Superlative Form of Adjectives and Adverbs. So we'll start to compare between different kinds of adjectives as well as adverbs. This is like introduction. So we have here like how are modifiers used in comparison. We have different ways to show them. We have an example here. Comparison can come in handy when you want to describe or explain something. Like, yes, but it's sunnier than yesterday. Today is the coldest day we've had this year. So the word sunnier comes from sunny. So we are comparing between today and yesterday. So we make it sunnier. Okay, and then the coldest is a comparison between more than one day. Like today is the coldest day we've had this year, so this one is being compared with the whole days of the whole year. Okay, one way is to compare to change the forms of modifier, like here. Wild turkeys do not run very fast. Turkeys are slower than rabbits, but turkeys are faster than squirrels. Okay, the snail is the slowest of all. Snail is the slowest of all. So fast is the first kind of adjective. So and then I change it into faster or slower. And then if I'm comparing between two person or two things, and then the fastest or the slowest if we have more than one. Um, we have more example for the degrees of comparison. We have the ocean looks calm today. Positive, calm. Comparative between two, calmer, and more than two, the calmest. Okay. The candle is bright. She dives deep into the ocean. The fire is brighter than the candle. So I'm comparing between the fire and the candle. So which person will dive deeper? So I'm comparing between only two person. The superlative, these two have dived the deepest of all. The green candle is the brightest of the three. Okay, so this is between more than two. Um, Regular comparison, we only add er for most of them, or even r if it ends in e, if the adjective ends in e, like wild, wilder, large, larger, strange or strong, stronger, strange, stranger, late, later. This is the comparative. For the superlative, more than two, we say wild, wilder, the wildest, large, larger, the largest, strong, stronger, the strongest, late, later, the latest. Okay. We have some regular also comparison. We have gentle, gentler, the gentlest, lively, livelier, the livest. Clearly, more clearly, the most clearly. Cautious, more cautious, the most cautious. Silly, sillier. I delete I and use I delete y and use IER instead of the y for the comparison between only two person, and if I have more than one person, I delete y and use est or IEST. So we have silly, sillier, the silliest. We can also say more silly or the most silly. So we have two types of two ways for handling these comparison. Awkward, we have jealous, jealousier, the jealousiest, more jealous or the most jealous. Okay. Glorious, more glorious, the most. Why I say more and most? Because this is longer adjectives. They are made up of more than one syllable. So glorious, more glorious, the most glorious, efficient, more efficient, the most efficient, skillfully, more skillfully, the most skillfully, reasonably, more reasonably, the most reasonably. So if they are longer, consist of more than one syllable, we have longer syllable, we have to use more and most. We can also say less and the least. The jigsaw puzzle was less challenging than the maze. The word game was the least challenging of all. Okay, so comparative superlative degrees of some common modifiers are irregular in form, like bad and ill, worse, the worst, much and more, many, more, the most, little, less, and the least. These are examples for the irregular comparison. Regular means we don't add er or est. We deal with it differently. Okay. A double comparison, the cherries look more fresher than. So sometimes I use both of them, like more than and er. Okay, so avoid double comparison using both er and more is incorrect. Using both est and most is also incorrect. So the people who double it, who use more than one, is of course utterly wrong. So you have to be careful. You have to use only one of them, not both of them. Okay. Incorrect. This painting is the most colorfulest of all. So we can never use most and colorfulest or the est for the adjective. Cherries look more fresher than the flores or fresher. So we can say more fresh or fresher. We can say most colorful or colorfulest, colorfulest. Okay, so we delete the unnecessary parts, the parts we don't need at all. Okay, here we have some example. Joel has hit more home runs than any member of his team. When you are comparing one member of a group with the rest of the group, be sure to include the word other or else. Joel has hit more home runs than any member of his team. Joel is a member. This is illogical. So the second one, Joel is a member of the team. Logically, Joel could not have hit more home runs than he himself did. Logical, Joel has hit more home runs than any other member of his team. Logical, Ben is smarter than anyone I know. Ben is someone I know, and Ben cannot be smarter than himself. Okay. Um, okay. We can also use common absolute adjectives like complete, empty, eternal, perfect. Correct, endless, full, round, dead, equal, infinite, or and the word unique. Okay. I just wanna summarize it here in a simple, in a more simpler way to make it as simple as A, B, C. This is the grammatical rule we have also. Again, this is like simple example for that part. We need to explain and explore the easiest parts and to dive deeper into them and to make it more easier for you. So we can give you a simple example like this one. Soft, softer, the softest. Cheap, cheaper, the cheapest. So this is like a short like word which doesn't have longer syllable. We use er and the plus adjective plus est with the superlative. Sweet, sweeter, the sweetest. Thin, thinner, the thinnest. Okay. Spelling rules, we have to be very careful, like the word for example thin, thinner, so we double the n and add er. Big, the biggest, we double g because we have I which is a vowel before it, so we have to double it. If an adjective ends in e, this is removed when adding er or est, like wide, wider, or the widest. If an adjective ends in a consonant followed by y, y is replaced by I when adding er or est, like dry, drier, or driest. Okay, two-syllable adjectives like this one here, two-syllable adjective which end in y usually form the comparative by adding er and superlative by adding est. Note the change of y to I in the comparative and superlative, like this one here. Lucky, luckier. So we replace y with ier, the luckiest, pretty, prettier, and the prettiest. Tidy, tidier, and the tidiest. Okay. Two-syllable adjectives, we use different parts like worried, more worried, the most worried, because it's two-syllable adjective, so it's longer. We use more and the most. Boring, more boring, the most boring. Careful, more careful, the most careful. Useless, more useless, the most useless. Okay, three-syllable adjective, we use more and most, like dangerous, more dangerous than, the most dangerous. Difficult, more difficult, the most difficult. A regular adjective, good, better, the best, bad, worse, the worst. Far, farther than, the farthest, or further than the furthest. Okay. Use of comparatives, like John is taller than me. I think that she's more intelligent than her sister. Okay, other uses of comparatives, different uses. We have like this example. Okay, we can give one of these example. You should, like, here he says comparatives are often qualified by using words and phrases such as much, a lot, far, a bit, a little, slightly, etc. Like this example, you should go by train. It would be much cheaper. Could you be a bit quieter? And I'm feeling a lot better. Do you have one that's slightly bigger? Okay, so these are some examples. We have also the smaller the gift, the easier it is to send. So two comparative can be contrasted by placing the before them, indicating that a change in one quality is linked to a change in another one. Like this example again, the smaller the gift, the easier it is to send. The more stressed you are, the worse it is for your health. Two comparative can also be linked with and to show a continuing increase in a particular quality, like the sea was getting rougher and rougher. Her illness was becoming worse and worse. He became more and more tired as the weeks went by. Okay. Use the superlatives. The most delicious chocolate cake I've ever eaten. Annabelle was the youngest. The restaurant is the best. So you are like showing the superlative, or the that this is the best or the most important. Okay, so when you're comparing, we can also use opposites of comparative superlative, like less than and the least. Like this one, less is used to indicate that something or someone doesn't have as much of particular quality as someone or something else. Like the sofa is less comfortable. I've always been less patient than my sister. Okay, the least is used to indicate that something or someone has less of a quality than any other person. Like it's the least expensive way to travel. She was the least intelligent of the three sisters. Okay, we need just to watch a summarized video for that and go back.
Note: put the before a superlative. The biggest.
These are some other example. Dark,
Tives,
darker, the darkest.
ending,
Thin,
thinnest.
thinner, the thinnest. So we double N and add ER and EST for comparative and superlative. For the two adjective, for the two syllable, we deal with it differently. We use more and the most, more than and the most, etc. Okay.
Good.
After this video, you will find on the school web page, you will find like a small summarized quiz for the grammar degree of comparison. Just need you to I will just post the link for you. Go to Google this link and answer the question, and then send me your answer, okay? Or send me a certificate that they show you on this quiz. But that's all. Thank you so much and have a nice morning. Thank you.